Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I just kind of want to go over my initial impressions here of having the NK180 Pro out on my Native Slayer LTE. Now, whenever I bought this kayak, I wanted to keep it pretty light and pretty nimble. I don't want to load it down with gear. And on the front of the kayak, I have a basic sonar setup with a miniature captain's bridge. And if you're curious on how I built that, I did make another video on how I did that. But the purpose of this video is to give my impressions of the NK180 Pro on this kayak. I will link down below the battery that I have and the battery charger and everything. But I've had this out here, and my goal with this kayak was to make a kayak that I could go up the river with, be able to fish and float back down. And you know, it's got the pedal drive on it and everything, so that's wonderful. But whenever you're getting to a spot, it's really nice to have a motor, especially if you're going any type of, you know, distance or anything. So as far as speed goes, going upstream today, I was getting probably about 3.5-ish miles an hour going upstream. Now, as you can see, the water here is still up a lot. We've had a ton of rain in Kentucky, so you know, we got a lot more flow than what we normally would. Normally in the summertime, this river, the Salt River, is where I'm at right now. Usually it's got some kind of ripples with mainly like larger pools, and especially down here towards Shepherdsville, Kentucky, where I'm at right now, it's usually just kind of like more like a very slow flowing lake kind of deal. But going downstream, I'm getting about 6.5 miles an hour. Now, I did go all the way up to another stream up here that didn't have a lot of flow to it, and I was getting about an average of, I don't know, about 4.6 miles an hour with this motor. All right, so I've got the drive up. I brought it up because I felt like I was getting a little bit better speed without it. I do not have foot control steering. I'm just using the hand rudder, and that's working for me pretty well right now. I don't plan on using this more than just to get to a spot. So I do have the pin installed on the motor just to keep it going one direction. You can see that I've got quite a bit of splashing up here. So if the wind gets up at all, a little bit ago the wind was getting up and it was splashing quite a bit on me. So it is definitely not a dry ride, which is somewhat to be expected with a kayak that is this short. It's really stubby. If you lean forward while you're on this, the nose will really bury down and your speed will suffer, and you get a lot more stuff over the bow. So I try to keep the seat back and just kind of relax while I'm getting to my spot. Overall, I would say that this is a great setup for a little kayak like this. It's nice to be able to just kind of relax and get to your spot where you want to fish and then fish down. I'm really excited about taking this out on the Green River in Kentucky once the water kind of comes down, because everything is up here right now. And once the water kind of comes down a little bit, this will be great for doing, instead of paddle up, float backs, it's going to be motor up, float backs. And that's kind of what I wanted out of this kayak. If you all have any questions, feel free to put them in the comments below. I'm not sponsored by anybody. I bought all this stuff with my own money. I'm not really biased. I just kind of do my own thing, and that's kind of my goal with this channel, is to not really take sponsorships, not have any affiliations. That way that I give you an unbiased review, because I think it's harder and harder these days on YouTube to find that, because everybody's trying to make a living off this, and everything is sponsored by somebody, and it just feels like a used car dealership sometimes on here. But if you guys have any questions, let me know. So if you're curious on how exactly I have the motor set up, everything from the motor itself to the battery and the system that I use to monitor battery level, there is a video linked here at the end of this video, and then there's also another video linked here that's to an instructional video on how to build that captain's bridge yourself. See you there.